Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Capital Allocation channel. So today I want to give you a privacy coin update. But before I do, given the recent volatility in the market, I just want to give you a quick note on risk management. So if you are very experienced and you know what you're doing, this doesn't necessarily apply to you. But if you're a little bit newer, risk management is extremely important. So right now, we've gone down. This really isn't a major downturn in the markets. Back in 2018, 2019, Bitcoin went from, I believe, around 20,000 to down to 3,000. Do I think that's going to happen again? Not necessarily. No, I don't. But given this small pullback, we shouldn't be freaking out at this point. So that's why I like to have different asset classes. So essentially real estate, stocks, gold, cash, and cryptos. So if cryptos are going down, I'll rotate some money out of my cash position into cryptos. If cryptos are on a huge tear and the momentum is slowing, I'll take some profits and rotate that over to cash or gold or whatever that may be. So that's just one strategy. Obviously, everyone's strategy is unique, but depending on your tolerance for risk, your level of experience, moves like this should not be really life-changing events where you could really get hurt. So just think about that. If you are one of those people who are really getting hit hard, think about your risk management, other asset classes, and how you're positioned to take advantage of this pullback, because you don't want to be getting destroyed during the pullback. And what you want is you want the opportunity to take advantage of this pullback, build a position while people are running scared. And then when it's turning around and going back towards the upside, you're taking advantage of that while other people missed the opportunity because they were getting hurt on the way down. So anyway, just a quick note, obviously not investment advice. I'm not a professional. This is just kind of my thoughts and how I try to play these markets. So let's get right into Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin is down at 49,000. If you follow my work, I like to use this Ichimoku cloud. So we're below the cloud at this point. That's very bearish. We've had this twist here. We're forming this red cloud, which is a longer term downtrend. It's impossible to say what's going to happen here, but you have to expect the possibility that we will get more downside. And I really think this could happen depending on what happens with over the winter with this variant, with these mandates, with people losing their jobs, that type of thing. I think the crypto market is going to reflect what's going on, and we can't necessarily predict the future. So we just have to be positioned for any events to occur here. So we have taken a hit. We have this long wick here, and that was bought up. So that's a good sign here. These candles are getting smaller, so we have a slowing momentum to the downside, but we do still have a sell. So at the moment, we're in a downtrend. We would need to see a green candle volume coming in and get some clear reversal here before I would be convinced that this is the end here. I think definitely there's the possibility we could go lower, but Bitcoin isn't my thing anyway. I think other coins are far superior to Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm not too worried about Bitcoin, but I like to gauge the market using Bitcoin. Ethereum here, a little bit less so. Similar pattern, but here we're still in this cloud. We've caught some support here, and so this isn't looking as bad actually. This looks like we have some relative strength here. We have all these wicks coming in, and this thing just refuses to get hit too much. It went from 48 all-time highs. Yeah, we got a huge pullback, but now we're already back over 4,000. So this chart does not look too bad to me at the moment. But back into the privacy coins, Yeah, Monero took a hit here. It was really showing relative strength. It wasn't getting hit as bad as some of these other privacy coins, but it finally gave in here. And again, I'm trying to use these coins, and so really the reason I want to own these is to gain wealth over time, not necessarily a get rich quick scheme, because these things are just a transfer of wealth between market participants, and they're not really adding value necessarily. Well, when you're speculating like that, um, I could I would expect potential further downside here, but that $200 level is a little bit of a psychological level, so I would hate to really break down too much below 200. So hopefully we'll catch some support here and really hold that $200 level. It could be potentially disastrous if we drop down too much below 2. I mean, that's not looking good. So Pirate Chain again continues to go down. I warned everyone to be careful on this one. Well, a lot of other people out here are saying it's going to ridiculous levels, and I think it eventually could for sure. But I'm looking at the charts and looking for short to medium term moves. What I do like here is that this long term downtrend, we broke across that. This should act as support. So if this does not hold, this is really our last hope here. There's no support on the candles, but we do have what would be a support on this long-term trend here, and we're testing that now. If you look a little closer, we just barely wicked down and touched that trend line, but we're not able to break below that. So that's a little bit of a good sign, but again, this thing has been in a downtrend for quite a while now. Could definitely go lower. But if you're careful and if you play the game properly while everyone else is running, you can be accumulating. And I'm not necessarily saying now, I'm just saying the people that are really in this for the true reasons why you should be in this, the people who really are supporting these projects, 2018, 2019, when everyone else gave up, these are the people who made the biggest gains. So if you're really like a project, you're really supporting these projects for the right reasons and not just looking at something when it's going up and then you just basically forget about it altogether when it goes down. That's how you basically miss opportunities. You have to look at these opportunities when everyone else thinks it's over and you're supporting the projects. That is how you win. So just keep an eye on this. I'll keep you guys updated, but it could go definitely further to the downside. So I hope you guys, I've helped at least somebody keep on the right side of this market. I warned once it broke down below the support level that we're in a really risky place. So, I don't like to see this, but hey, my call was correct. And so I'm just, in one way, I'm happy to see that because, well, I don't want to be wrong, and that's just how I figured this would play out. So hopefully that was helpful to somebody. Okay, Darrow, again, similar story. I called back around 22, somewhere around this head and shoulders. I kind of called the top here. I was a little concerned. Of course, I want this project to do well, but this thing came up and I thought, wow, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm giving, these things are impossible to predict and market sentiment can completely change everything. But we kind of made a double top here and finally did break down. So that call was also correct. So again, hopefully someone benefited from that. Now we have definitely a downtrend. I think we could definitely maybe have some retracement here, but when you break down like this would suggest a longer term downtrend, and I would not be surprised. This thing has gone up massively. I wouldn't be surprised to find some support much farther down, and I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear that, but that's what happened with Pirate Chain. You had some big move, you had a retracement, and then we went obviously from $16. Now we're down at below 150. So and that's fine. these are meant for use cases for people to actually use. So if nobody's actually using this and this market cap is getting into the hundreds of millions, then we have to really think about what are we doing here. So we're going to shake some speculation out, get more down to a healthier level, and people can enter back in. We can start using these things for decentralized finance, transacting among each other without the banks, and I think we're going to do really well. So we're positioned here for the long term. This is a long-term game, and I think everything's going to be fine, but just be careful. Just be careful with this one for sure. This could have a much bigger downside. Haven, this thing, it just pumped and completely 100% retracement. I mean, this is completely ridiculous here. It's painful to see. We do have a support level, a longer term support around 260. This thing hasn't had any retracement. It just keeps grinding lower. And now we're here at this support. So if we break down below around 660, somewhere down below this support, we could be heading down to test something around $263, somewhere in this range. But again, longer term, this thing will probably have another upswing and we can catch it then. But in the meantime, total downtrend, sell signal. I hate to keep saying all these coins are sell, but I'm just looking at the charts and telling you what I see. All right, Ghost, getting into these micro cap coins here. So Ghost, the market cap, a little bit below 4 million. Hey, this thing's actually doing relatively well. It's not getting slammed too much. I think this coin has a good community. And I think on the microcap research I've done, this is probably one of the most undervalued projects that I've seen. Based on the technology, it looks like John McAfee had personally invested a lot of money or time or research, something before he died, into this project. The technology works really well. The wallet really reminds me of the Monero wallet, and Monero has a market cap of 5 billion, and this is less than 4 million. So this is an interesting one that I'm following, and I want to go into more depth about the technology and all the features in a video later, so definitely check that out. Cloak coin, this is another one I was looking at. Now this thing is tiny, $1.6 million market cap. If you look at the all-time highs on this thing, it went up to $15 back 2017. Do I think it will hit that again? Probably not. I would have expected more of a run up recently. But if you look at recent spikes, this is 2021. This was up at almost $2. Here we are at essentially 28 cents. So could this spike again, similar to what we've seen back here? I think that is definitely possible. So I think a 5 to 10 bagger would be possible on this token. Looking at the wallet, all of the actual technology, I wasn't super impressed. The wallet is taking a very long time to sync up to the blockchain. But hey, whatever works in this environment, whatever gets us to an ability to transact privately in a decentralized way, I'm all for it. So not my favorite coin here after doing some research, but I do think it's tradable. I think we could get something like we've seen with these two spikes in the future. And we're close to this downtrend here. So it's a thought. I would prefer Ghost over this coin. But this thing could really move given that tiny market cap. Another coin I've run into in the research I've done lately, Conceal. So this thing also has, it looks like fantastic technology. I'm going to start downloading the wallet using all the features, and I'm going to give you a video on this specifically. One thing I don't like is the dilution in the market cap here. So I do like this market cap, but with this dilution, it looks like only 6% of the supply is out. So this thing is going to be diluted over time, which will prevent this thing from spiking dramatically. But if you look at the chart, this thing has exaggerated spikes, so you want to be careful if you're trading this. But it keeps bottoming here and going higher and higher and higher. So when you see a trend like this, definitely there could be further upside. The website looks awesome here. The features look extremely impressive. And this thing could potentially be still undervalued. So this is something I haven't looked into enough, but I want to make a specific video because this was a very interesting one I've seen. AEON, around $5 million market cap. This is a mobile, basically a mobile digital currency for cell phones, for transfer privately among cell phones. This thing was back in 2017, hit $2.13 or around there. So we're sitting here around 30 cents. Again, do I think it will hit this high? Not necessarily. I do like some of the other projects better than this, but do I think it could spike up again and hit $3? That's a 10 bagger. I think that's definitely possible, and people aren't really paying attention to this, so this one is one I'm watching, and I will definitely update you on that as well. If you want to support this channel, I never really mention any of this, but the more we can get, it's basically branding. So McDonald's and Pepsi, these great companies, massive companies, they advertise. Everyone knows their logo. You see it all the time. You can't get away from it. It's crazy. And if we want to really grow a community around some of these things, we do have to promote it. So talk to people about the benefits of these things. Personally, I wear crypto merch everywhere I go, just to kind of that branding aspect of having people see it over and over. And once people see it enough, they start to ask, okay, what is this thing? So anyway, I don't care if you support this or not, or you can, there's plenty of other places you can buy crypto merch, but I have this store, link in the description below, Pirate Chain, Monero, and Ghost merch. So feel free to pick that up if you want to support the channel, or if not, find somewhere else and just get the message out there. So thank you all for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Don't be worried. Be greedy when other people are fearful. So this is the time when the money is made. Don't give up on cryptos. That's just my personal opinion. And I think the people that can survive through these type of moves are the people who are really going to do well in the end. So take care, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.